online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It has been decided that next year we will be the Sharks for Halloween, and Stef Z, kick us off.
Oh,
look at you just throwing out our costumes and not even, you know,
hijacked
keeping it a secret.
Jeez.
Hijacked.
Whoa.
Here we are.
I was just making a point. Wanted to get it out there.
Here we are. It is season 6, episode 7. Man. Shark Tank.
Season 6 already.
I know. Episode 7 already.
I know.
I like it.
Can I just tell you a valuable lesson?
Why?
When you see a great deal, you just gotta swoop in right away.
Yeah, but then you get smashed.
Nope.
Nope.
That's how Mark got one of his best deals ever. He's like, you guys want to make a deal? Let's go.
Yeah,
awesome.
He does. He does
Plugging
kind of.
away.
It is timing. A lot of timing. Hey guys, I'm Stef Z, and tonight on the panel we have
Hi everybody, I'm Cameron Lewis, and this is
Phil Svitek.
There we go.
Phil, who is Hank Moody on Halloween.
Because
He's
it's
a
the world's
little
easiest-
moody.
It's the easiest costume to make. It's basically a black shirt and pants.
What you're wearing right now, pretty much.
In a different black shirt.
I thought you had a name tag on.
Yeah, that was for then. Anyway.
All right, well, let's get started. We start off with Patrick, and he has, they say it's an innovative way of working out where you get the most out of your workout. The Titan shirt.
Yeah.
Titan.
Titan. It's a terrible name. And it has a logo that looks like Tesla. Did you guys notice that?
Yes.
It's a T. It looks like Tesla.
And I don't
Titan.
know. I thought this, what did you guys think about this product?
Titan. What did you think of Titan?
Titan.
Yeah, I was on board with Mark of wait. So this is just the weights.
Yeah.
My BS meter is off the charts right now.
Well, it is kind of funny how whenever it comes to some type of sports or technology thing, for the most part, Mark usually weighs in. I mean, we've seen him back in the day with those balance bands where he he's very opinionated about that stuff, and I think he thinks most of it is horse crap.
Yeah, I mean,
or he would know about it because he, you know.
They pitched this thing for what, 15 minutes or something. I still don't think I understand it completely. What it's supposed to be. You just wear it. That's all it does.
Yeah, it's like a
tight fitting.
It's like a compression shirt with weights in it.
Yeah, but it evenly distributes the weight at 8 pounds.
And that doesn't already exist?
You know, I don't know if it exists like that, because they are definitely ankle weights. People have like weighted vests, but I don't know if what he was trying to say was that his technology was that where the weight is laying over the muscle causes the muscle to react a certain way.
Yeah.
But he didn't explain it right. Like, he didn't, I don't know. And then he was saying it was improving the recovery time, the gels. Like, I feel like it was, like Mark said, a little bit of BS. But in the same sense, there are so many quote-unquote trick things out there to help you work out better. Those like stim belts, like all kinds of stuff. So I wasn't surprised that there was something like this, but I don't know, I didn't really buy it. It's nothing that I would ever do or wear. And for a woman too, it's like, it looks like it would be very how would it
It seemed like the free dryer, no electricity required dryer. Which, do you know what that is?
The what?
Is a rope. That's what they call that. You ever see those scams?
Oh, we went there.
Oh, I love it.
And that's the equivalent of this to me.
Well,
no, it does kind of seem like that. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
I understand what you're saying too, but it makes it easier for you to wear the weights. I do get that. I don't know, like, I'm a gear whore. Like, I like gear. You know, like, for a sport, you like gear. So it's like, if you have this shirt as a dude and you put it on, will it make you want to go to the gym more? Will it make you feel stronger? Maybe. Will it make you perform differently? Who knows? But, you know, at the end of the day, scientifically, does this thing make you work out better, or your ups. He was
there
saying
was that question though: is this for the athlete or the weekend?
The weekend athlete. Yeah. I think that was a valid question too.
And I think that if he wouldn't have went trying to prove like Penn State used it and this one used it and that one used it, I think if he would have more so targeted it towards the weekend athlete, it would have worked out better for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just didn't seem like he was targeting anybody, like you said. And to me, it's just like, it's just so hard for me to buy into this whole idea. I mean, they're making a lot of claims, like you're talking about the science stuff. They're making a lot of claims. What does it say? 13%
increase
higher
in
jumping or something?
Yeah.
How do you quantify that? With, I mean, what is the pool of people you're testing with that or whatever?
Well, what they're trying to say is they have these vertical leap things. It's like this pole with these sticks that all stick out, and you jump and you smack them, and that sees how the leap is. So they're saying after these guys wear these shirts, whatever you want to call them, for a certain amount of time, it goes 13% higher.
Yeah,
so I can see how they can measure it, but I don't know that they can. Like
I'll
Mark
give you
said,
another one. I'm gonna be very cynical.
Oh,
this
here we go. It's gonna be one of those shows, huh, Phil? Shit.
Plant a corn stalk into the ground, and every day jump over it 100 times. Eventually, by the time this thing's fucking 6 feet long, you will be able to jump over it. Okay? Just saying. You get the same result.
Phil is like the old wise man in the corner of the bar tonight.
Yeah, apparently.
I'll tell you something, kids. It's plant some corn.
I don't know that jumping over corn. I don't know anyone that can jump 6 feet in the air without a pole.
Keep plant. If by the time you get to a point where you've reached you can't jump over the corn, plant another one. Keep doing that again every day 100 times.
Show me the farm where I can plant in California right now. Show me that farm.
I think we're gonna have Phil do 100 jumping jacks and see what happens. I can get. Anyway, moving on. So
the valuation was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
500,000.
See, but this is this thing that for me is not. We talked about this last week, I believe, or if it was the week before. But so yes, $10 million valuation, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not. There's no proof in the pudding. But the last one, with the $30 million valuation, there's no proof in the pudding either. But they believed him and all wanted in on that. So it's not so, I'll use Mark's word, scientific in those valuations. There is, like, of course there's a formula to evaluate a company. But I don't think that it's always directly by that formula whether or not they believe that the valuation is correct.
I agree. No, yeah. And it seems like if they're not into the company at all, if they're not interested, they don't buy it,
right, then
they kind of use that as an out, and it's a justifiable out,
right? But I would like to see consistency in that though. Yeah. So anyway, Mark says talk science to him. He kind of couldn't talk science to Mark. He didn't really know. And in the same sense, maybe he's not the guy that, when he had the scientific testing done, maybe he's not the guy that tested all that. So I wasn't like too mad about that he didn't know the exact science of it. He did have a little.
But this is your shirt. You're not designing a line of clothing. You're designing this one thing. You should know the science of what you're making.
You should know it, but to explain it like how a scientist would explain it, or it's like when you have, a hair product, to say it's like tested and the test results of this, like when you send it to the lab and they run all these chemicals and all this stuff through it, you get results, and most people would go on their results rather than the exact.
I don't write the code for podcasting, but I can explain it backwards and forwards.
Right, but you can't do it. So I'm sure there's some things.
Yeah, but I can explain to someone how to do it. I could teach them. I can. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't buy that. Teach me how to code something then. Let's see.
Let's do it.
All right.
After this.
Yeah.
I'll referee.
$100 an hour of my time.
All right. Yeah, right. Okay. So, and then we talk about sales, how much last year. And, they almost had $1 million last month in sales.
Yeah. Surprising.
Pretty impressive.
It's surprising. I just didn't think like this would be something that most people would be interested in.
No, because stuff like this exists already. They have, well, not with the weights, but they have those compression shirts that have padding in them.
Right, which is practically the same thing in my book.
Kinda. And I wouldn't understand why those manufacturers wouldn't just make this.
Yeah, did we talk utility patents and proprietary and stuff like that? Because it doesn't seem.
He didn't specifically say, but he was saying licensing. Like, he mentioned that word, so I don't know if he has it, but it wasn't like, I have this patent with, you know, weights sewn into a garment. I don't think
Was the idea to
specifically
license
said
it to license the padding to other companies, the ability to put the padding in there, or what?
I think it was that just to, so that Under Armour, or like, I know he mentioned Under Armour.
Yeah.
He said the name at one point, so I think it was like, oh, they would want to do this in their shirts too, or whatever. Which it kind of looked like an Under Armour shirt.
Yeah, that's what the first thing I thought. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mark goes out, and Robert pretty much. I feel like Robert. It was more of a character thing for him. He was just kind of like, you make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
which I kind of agree with when they do that. When any of the sharks do that, if you can't really get, when it comes down to it, if you can't work with the person, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Mr. Wonderful
you know
didn't give two craps about that today.
No.
He's funny. It's such a swing and miss.
Very weird. A very hard to predict person, Mr. Wonderful. Very hard to predict.
Yeah, but money talks always, pretty
much.
Money
talks.
He's like, can I make money off this? Yes or no? Okay. And are you a douchebag? I don't care.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, but sometimes I think he's not made deals with some people because he didn't like them. Or he didn't like their cockiness, or he didn't like that they thought they knew everything. Like, I definitely, I mean, if the idea was that good, he's okay with it. But for the most part, if he doesn't, like, he's ripped some people apart and been like, your business is good, I don't like you. And not invested.
Well, in which case, no. I mean, he's made offers where, like, I hate you. I will pay you $6 million to buy it off you, and I never want to see your face ever again.
He threatened to kill a dog a few weeks ago, too.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up. That was a little messed up. Okay, so then we have Lori. She pretty much, like, I just don't think she was into it really at all.
No.
She was just like, yeah, I don't really want to invest in this piece. See you later.
No, yeah. And I was kind of with her, I think.
I was with her too. I was interested. Like I said, there's so many things out there that try and make you get fit quicker and this and that. So I was interested, like, oh, what could this possibly do? But then there was no like, oh wow, no one's doing that. Yeah, I should try that. Yeah. You know, there was no pizzazz there for me. And then so Kevin gives an offer. He offers $500,000 for 15%, which brings the 10 million valuation down to like 3.3. He was like, that's kind of where you should be.
Yeah.
And then Damon comes in with 500 for 20%, and he'll handle all the inventory and production, which he said that a lot of what he needed the money for was inventory.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I felt like that, you know, would have been a good deal. And, you know, he tried to negotiate, but he was not successful.
Well, it was interesting that he wanted to go to Damon regardless. Because when you talk about, if you look at it just from, you know, he gave up more equity, like, he should have gone with Mr. Wonderful's deal.
Right.
From a money perspective, but he really wanted Damon.
Well, yes and no, because if he's handling outside of that, the inventory, like if he's fronting the money for the inventory, if it's not coming out of this $500,000 and then this $500,000 you can use for marketing, production, whatever, science, it's kind of, I don't know, does that even out to have like someone that funds your production and manufacturing? Is that worth more of a percent, like 5% more? Like, would you pay that somewhere else to have someone else finance your stuff?
You know, I don't know.
It's always interesting because Damon's always saying, like, you know, his time and what all of that is worth 30%, but most of his deals are worth 20%.
No, yeah, he doesn't go too high most of the time. I feel like I think he tends to put more money into it, if anything.
Yeah,
he tends to up the
ante.
Thank you. That's the one I was looking for.
So needless to say, he makes a deal with Damon for $500,000 for 20%, which I gotta say, I was really shocked. I didn't think this guy was gonna get a deal, especially when Mark's sitting there being like, this is BS. Like, what did Damon see in this that we missed? Because, I mean, would you guys have given this guy a deal?
If anything, it would have been like $500,000 at 50% if I gave him any deal. But I didn't think, I kind of thought that Damon's BS meter was going off when he started pitching this thing too. So when he got to the end, he made a deal with him. I was surprised. I was surprised. I don't know what he is wanting to do with it. The only thing I could think of is licensing. Maybe pursuing that path a little bit further. And trying to bring the cost of production down because he knows his people or whatever, and seeing if he can make it more profitable. But I think at the end of the day, the numbers kind of spoke for this one above all else. Right. You know?
I like to see the numbers over a longer period of time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
not in the last year.
It's like kind of new and kitschy.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll see what happens with it.
I think overall, I just wasn't very excited about this one. No. At the end of the day, it wasn't that exciting. It was just like not designed very well. It's black and logo plain. I wasn't too excited.
I was that excited about most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
pretty much.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Anything else before we move on to the next one?
No.
Next, we have Eric.
Okay, this doesn't excite you?
So freaking excited. I can't contain myself.
I love Eric.
I loved Eric.
I
loved Eric. Eric comes in with Beard Brand. He's asking $400,000 for 15%. I mean, you're two dudes. What did you guys think? Is this something you would ever use? What do you think about the whole beard thing? What's happening here? You got a little scruff there, Phil. What's going on?
I hate to shave, but there is after a week's worth of time, it just gets annoying. So you shave. However, you know, I like Lori's point. Okay, like, it's not for kids, it's not for women, and it's not for most men. So therefore, it's for the Amish.
Yeah,
who don't have a TV.
Exactly.
So I'm out.
But there's definitely this more and more fad, whatever you want to call it, about these dudes. Like, there's crazy beards. You ever go over to Silver Lake? I mean, it's you got to swim through beards.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just this is such a specific product. I mean, me personally, it wouldn't be something I would buy. If anything, it would be the oil that they were talking about.
But it has a very loyal customer base.
That is true.
Can it be a huge product? No, but at the same time, if you can tap into that market...
Why do you think the bearded man is so loyal?
Because you're always going to have the beard.
Well, but what if you shave it? What if you find this? You're telling me this is the only oil out there for beards? There's got to be stuff that people put in beards.
Conditioner?
Do you? I mean, I don't know. I don't have one.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
What do you wash it? Do you put soap on your face, Deb? What do you do? Nothing?
Yeah, but see, I feel like soap, again, it's I don't know. It's just, this seems like a good product for a beard.
It does, but I don't think that the whole kit thing is gonna be the way to go.
$170 for the kit.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
do you know you can buy with $100? You can buy Fapia and just put it on and off whenever you want. It's soft, doesn't itch, doesn't do anything.
You could buy beard wigs, like fake beards.
That's what I'm saying. Just stick them on and off.
Yeah, it's too big of a thing. I mean, I like to go out and when I shave, I go and get a moderately priced razor, and that's it. I don't need this $100 and whatever kit.
Well, you know what I wanted to know?
You know what's killing?
This is the dollar razor. Is that what you're gonna say?
Dollar Shave Club.
That's exactly what I said. I was gonna say, do either of you guys have that?
I don't.
Because what comes in there that's different? I feel like you get a razor, you get some cream. I don't know.
I think you get a small sample of cream and then a razor, but that is a more understandable thing to hop onto because it's, first of all, everybody has to shave. This is specific to tending to your beard. You know, everybody has to shave.
But there was like a trimmer. There was like all kinds of stuff in that box. And the thing is, once you get the box, you don't need more. It's like the dollar shave thing.
Right,
it's a subscription like model, which I feel like is a lot more lucrative than you buy this. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, and again, this guy with his valuations, $2.6 million, he did over the last year. He did $1.2 million,
which I was very surprised by.
Year. Yeah, he did like $800,000, and he thinks this year to be like 1.2, or by the year's end, or whatever. Because the past, like, he was only in business for like 17 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get that it's there. I get it's Movember. You know, I get the whole beard mustache.
I didn't even think about that. That's gonna be. They picked a good
timing,
week to get on there.
Maybe for his show. But Yeah, I don't know. So pretty much, and you know, I think we all agree. Everyone liked him. This guy had personality. He had character. I'm sure he's got a nice little business. He will continue.
He loved him some beard.
Yeah. And it was so funny in the beginning. I don't know if you guys saw, but Lori was like kind of waving her hands, like no, like she was scared of the beard.
I like,
but she seemed like she had a crush.
I like that she walked up and touched that. Damon. No, I will not touch another man's beard.
Would you? Would you touch another man's beard?
Sure. I would too. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be on the top of my list, but
you want to feel his scruff?
I'll feel his scruff.
Feel the scruff.
Feel the scruff.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah. Is it soft?
He uses some of the oil, though. I'm saying.
They should send some oil. The beard brand.
He's got the beard brand. Also, the name.
But again, too, like, is that a beard? Like, I wouldn't. That's not a beard. What you have. That's like a shadow.
Laziness.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has to shave. Like every guy has to shave that much. But not every person has the tree on their face that they need to go.
Yeah, he was saying he went to like beard and mustache competitions and stuff.
Right, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
But that's a great way to get your customer base.
Right. And I think too, like, I wonder, say for someone like, you know, Phil right now, I know some of you guys are just listening, you can't watch, but Phil's got a little bit of like a 5 o'clock shadow. Maybe it's like 8 o'clock, you know, but I wonder if you put the oil on just that, like, I guess your beard might have to be a certain length or else the oil could
just
aggravate
convince
your
me
face.
that I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not oil for your face, because if you put it on you right now, it would be like more like face oil rather than beard.
Yeah, but the
right?
But the
like
prickliness starts. The prickliness starts.
Also, what does the oil do? I don't like. Does it actually do anything?
It makes it soft and smell good.
Yeah, it makes it so. Yeah, which
the smell. Okay, the smell.
But again, putting fragrance on your face, like I'm sure some dudes gotta like break out from that.
It's not on the face directly, though.
Unless the beard's long enough.
There you go.
I don't.
Who knows?
There you go.
I mean, it depends on the. Yeah, they didn't talk about the chemicals, but I think for
they
the
didn't
most
talk
part,
about the science.
You'll be all right.
He didn't know.
Anyway,
pretty much Damon
You plant a stalk of corn in the ground.
And you jump over it with your beard, and your beard
I don't have a similar one for that.
All right.
Although very interesting to note that most of his business came from the actual thing, so 85 to 90%. So the whole kit thing was just a waste of time.
It came from the oil, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He wanted to build a brand as the name implied, beard brand, but it was just a one product.
Which is weird, because you would think at this stage in the game, you're only 17 months in and you're seeing such a percentage. You would think that it would just be like more beard oil and he would focus it on that and he'd make more money. You know what I mean? Like,
and have different fragrances.
Yeah.
Bubblegum flavored.
Well, then it's like, you know how a lot of people say beards, or say like you say food for later because it catches it.
Yeah.
In there. You could have like bacon flavor. I'm sure dudes would like
little
that.
apple pie.
Just be like...
little lick.
Lori did say that. She's like, does this make food not stick in your beard? It's really funny.
She had a crush on him.
I mean, hey, that does happen.
The beard, food in the beard?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had that experience.
Watch a man, you know, you ever see a man eating soup and sometimes it'll dip the beard in the soup just because.
See, that's crazy. Like, that's just...
He would have that problem. Eric would have that problem.
He totally would have that
Which
problem.
is why you need a little, you know, something. You need one for spillage.
Well, I could see...
Beard bib.
I was just going to say that. There should be a little cinch sack that you can, like, put on the bottom of your beard and, like, tie it up.
I think
and
it's
then
a
your
great
beard's out of
idea.
the way.
Beard
We're
bib.
going this week to the
Write it
open
down.
call.
Beard bib.
Beard bib. Beard bib. Anyway, pretty much Mark's is like, it was hard to scale. He went out. Robert was just like, I'm not a beard guy.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I thought he was really liking it, and I thought where he was going to go was like, I really need to grow my beard. And I thought like in seasons to come it was just going to start.
I
like,
think he should. He could
grown.
rock like the goatee, little Santa
with that
Claus.
hair too. He's a little burly.
Yeah. Get a little brawny kind of.
Can you use it for your hair?
What?
What's the difference?
Oh.
Well, but it's different hair.
What you know about facial hair?
Nothing, thank God. But what I'm saying is, I mean, looking at you, like, I know men that have facial hair, and it's different. It's more coarse, and it's different hair on your face. Like, you don't have that. Cameron's, you know.
If I shaved my head, how do you know it's not going to be the same as this?
It's not. Do it.
It's science.
Triple dog dare.
It's science.
Shave my head or grow a beard?
Both. Shave your head and grow a beard. Bald beard. Balded beard.
All right.
Anyway, pretty much he doesn't get a deal. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about with the bearded brand?
Nah, I'm not
done.
surprised.
Yeah, I'm done.
Boom.
Boom. Moving on. Then we have Sing-Trix.
John and Eric singing it out.
The next generation karaoke machine. What do you think about this, Phil?
When they said 1.5 million for 5%, I was like, this better be good.
Yeah.
Do you
That
think
is-
it
And it
was?
was, you know what? It was good. But they just got too caught up and too full of themselves.
Yeah, they.
And I
We
don't
see
know if they
that towards the
wanted
end
a
of the
deal.
pitch.
Did they want a deal?
I don't think so. I don't think they did at all. I think this is what we talked about last week. What Mark
Shark
said is
Tank
Shark Tank Gold Digger. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
See, I don't know if I agree because these guys, what they did is, I believe John was the one who created these patterns.
Yeah.
And they licensed that technology to Activision for Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
So if they didn't want, like, they've already got that behind them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they just wanted marketing, they wouldn't have, I don't know, maybe I'm totally wrong. I just feel like they wanted someone to help strategically place them because in their last deal, maybe they didn't get what they thought they could have because it was just two no-name guys selling
Well,
it to Activision.
But here's the thing. So as you're thinking about that, so they didn't get the credit they deserved last time. First
or
and
the money.
Or
But
the
Robert
money.
asked them if they got a good deal, and they said we got a very good deal.
But they didn't get
I
the
don't know.
credit.
They didn't get the.
credit.
Well, yeah, that's
And
true.
okay, so they didn't get the credit. Now they get to be on TV and pitch their idea and really be known for it. They know they're going to be successful. And look at how much they were willing to give up, 5%. And they eventually bumped up to 7%. So the fact that they gave up 6% to the show, they got what they wanted. They got.
Is 6% up to the show?
Yeah. I wonder for how long, though. That can't
I
be
don't know.
forever. There's got to be more to that deal than we.
I mean, we're signing up Stef Z. There's an open call in Los Angeles this week.
Yeah, we're going.
Her Christmas business.
Yeah, we're going.
She needs to start, save, or grow her business.
Yeah, beards, Santa and beards with oil and Christmas
Santa's
lights.
beard brand.
No, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want a deal.
I don't think they did.
I don't know. I mean, it was
aligns
ridiculous.
perfectly. Here's, like I said, it's just everything points that they didn't, and everything points to the fact that they just wanted credit finally for this.
So what you're saying is, if one of the Sharks would have offered them 1.5 for
7%.
7, they wouldn't have took it. They would have said no. We're sticking at 5 before any negotiation.
Maybe they would have, but
I think that maybe they would have, but they went in thinking that would be the most outlandish thing to come out of it. I think, you know, I think even in the pitch, they seemed to be kind of showboating a little bit. I know they were demonstrating the product. You're going through all the sound effects, going through all the effects for the vocals and all that, but they seemed to really kind of be showcasing it every which way for the home audience, I think.
Which is weird to me because I like the product. It's fun.
Yeah.
But how different is it from like a Pro Tools or like you know the equivalent of an
yeah, but
editing?
the average
Right.
consumer is not going to be using Pro
This
Tools.
is something you can use in a bar. You wouldn't want to do Pro Tools in a bar.
Okay.
But
But even like an amp, you can put reverb on an amp.
This has the auto tuning, and this has the
Yeah.
this
It's a
has
good
the harmony,
product.
and yeah, I mean
it's
it
a
certainly
good product,
works well.
but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that he was singing as bad without it than with it. When he was singing
Yeah,
bad,
I don't-
and then when he was doing it again and it went through the machine, it sounded way better. It didn't seem like he was singing it as bad.
And I also don't think that, I mean, karaoke happens a ton in bars and stuff. And I really don't think that people care how you sound when you're doing karaoke.
Unless
So
you're
I don't know
Dimples.
that there would be, I don't know if there would be a really big market for this because I don't think many people care about what you sound like.
I think
know?
they do.
I don't know. I think they do too.
Think so?
Especially after
Oh,
a
yeah.
few beers in a bar, they want to be
Get
like,
off the stage.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I haven't had that experience. I don't know.
They want
Now,
to
there's-
sing Journey like no other.
Honestly, you can write a parody / satire just based off of the type of people that go karaoke.
The hecklers.
You know the person.
Why is that not a reality show?
It should be.
Karaoke people.
Because there's definitely like the one person who goes like every single day and they just wait in their corner quietly for their turn and they're quietly clapping for everybody, but they don't go. And then they hog up the rest of the stage for the rest of the night.
Yeah. It's like they think that they're a rock star. Or even worse, they think they're going to get discovered at karaoke.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Do you guys think this is something that would take off, though?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I wouldn't buy it.
Okay.
Why not?
Because once $345.
Yeah.
But so some bars are gonna get it. There's karaoke bars. Like I don't think someone is spending $350 on a home karaoke machine.
Not in a world where iPads and iPhones exist with apps that can probably do something similar. I
Right.
agree. Yeah.
But you think so, Phil? You think it'll take off?
I see it taking off. Yeah.
Phil already owns one, I think.
Is there one? Can we?
I know.
Is this thing on?
He has that vibe about him. He owns one. He's singing about
Phil's
corn
a
and
closet
beards.
karaokeer.
I think so.
No, I'll never do karaoke again.
Uh,
Okay, I was like, what's the world's easiest song? So this is just general advice for anybody. What's the world's easiest song? I was like, war. And that's it. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. And blah, blah. So I was like, all right, let me do that. They don't let you sing that part. Let me tell you that much. That's already taken care of for you. It's the part that nobody knows from that song that you have to sing. And I'm like, I'm done. This is absurd. And my friends dragged me into it. And I said, Doyle, get up here, help me. And he did. We both sucked. And I was like, I apologize to everyone here. I'm out.
I have to say,
Doyle.
my go-to karaoke song is Betty Davis Eyes.
I can't even do Bop.
What?
We're going karaoke, Phil.
Bop is
I'm
like the
gonna get-
easiest song.
I mean, I don't sound good, but I do it. But I kind of enjoy not sounding good.
There you
Nobody
have it.
else
That's what I'm
does.
saying. I don't think people who do it care. Maybe people who are in the audience care, but I don't think people who do it care that much.
Well, the thing is, you think I think I sound fantastic when I karaoke. I'm
don't.
sure I don't.
You don't.
Let's see what
You
Doyle
haven't
thinks.
seen- Yeah, let's call Doyle.
You know what? Doyle.
Doyle.
No, but there's
Doily.
also here's the
Doyle
thing.
rules.
By the way, if you're a bar, want to bring this home.
Okay,
Okay,
here we
bring
go.
it
Bar
back.
rescue. Here we go.
Yes.
I knew it was coming from there.
If you're a bar owner, you know, they always say like you sound good in the shower. Well, because of the tightness of a shower and all that, and the aesthetics and the acoustics,
It's science.
there is a way to make your bar, the angles and things like that, to make a lot of people sound good. And you just got to figure out what that is and utilize that. A place like Dimples, unfortunately, has gone by the wayside.
Right, but do you think that bars that have live music do that?
They should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you have any sort of music, you should, for the most part, care about the aesthetic.
I mean,
Of
Is that the
how-
type of person that
Yeah.
buys the sing tricks, though?
They should.
I don't know, man. I don't think this is. I think this is. I think he hit it with Guitar Hero, and he was pissed that he didn't get the recognition maybe
Yeah.
that he wanted. So he's like, I'm gonna do something else, and I think that it's gonna be a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Well,
feel like-
let's finally talk about what was offered to them. They made 1.2 million in 6 months. Mr. Wonderful. This is quite a creative deal.
It is.
I like
It's
that.
back to the old Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
1.5 million for 50% for 18 months. Now, if in that 18 months he got his money back, it would go down to 10%, and he go to a royalty of $2.5. So $2.50.
Yeah. And for me, it was more so interesting that Lori tried to make a similar deal. Like, we expect this from Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, and by the end of it, or towards the end of it, they ended up actually pairing together.
Right.
Which was, Mr. Wonderful doesn't do that very often.
No, and she kind of was just like, yeah. Okay.
She's like,
They
"All
were
right,
both-
yeah."
I mean, Robert offered a deal of $1.5 million for 20%, a straight up deal.
Yeah.
You know, Lori did the 30, and Mr. Wonderful kind of chimed in on her deal, and you know, said that they get 2 sharks. Which again, I like the whole 2 sharks. I like a couple sharks. Like
I think so too. I think that'd be
But I thought
great
that
if
was
you
a
got
Good
multiple
deal.
sharks.
I thought it was a good deal too.
And they were more than fair. They said, how long do you think realistically it would take for you to pay us back? Because he threw out the 18 months as like a stipulation. But hey, you know what? If it's 24 months, let's go 24 months.
Yeah.
I don't think they could pay him back in 2 years. I don't think their net without anything would be able to pay back.
I mean, I don't
1.5
know. In
Which
the
is
last
Robert's
6 months,
point.
they made.
million. Yeah.
Robert had that point of like, hey, it's basically while you're trying to grow a business, the
You
last
have-
thing you want to be doing is figuring out how to pay
Yeah.
back somebody.
Yeah.
Right. They either have to like get on for the long haul or not.
And
And then Damon, you know, threw in an offer of 1.5 million for 25%, but he'll finance all the orders going forward. And it was crazy because to me, it was like I was expecting them when they were kind of just standing there silent, that they were somehow communicating with each other. They were like picking which deal they were going to go with.
Yeah, I
Not
thought they
that
were sold.
Yeah, I thought they were going to take one.
Yeah.
Not that they were going to come back and counter with, okay, instead of wanting giving up 5%, we'll give up 7. Which one of you guys is going to take it? Like, pretty much that's what they did.
And all the sharks were like, gone.
Peace.
they should have at least gone up to again, if they wanted to make a deal, they should have just gone up to 10.
Yeah, because at that point it's kind of a slap in the face to the sharks. If you were to do something kind of middle ground, they might not like it, but they wouldn't be standoffish about it, you know?
And they try to say, when you're started evidence, I understand there's that. But at the same time, the Sharks have always, for the most part, been respectful of, you know what, on their end, they've gone lower based off of, you know, they're like, okay, what makes the most sense? Okay, fine. We're going to argue over 5%, you know, ultimately that's not that much. Let's make a deal.
Yeah,
Right.
Especially Mark.
Right.
Right, and I think the Sharks like that. Like, I think they like the fact that they want to be in business with someone who's not just going to take whatever someone gives them, that is going to counter
Yeah.
and know their worth and try at least.
Yeah.
But this guy, he was just like, it was a little bit ridiculous.
And that's kind of why I feel it drives the point a little further why I think that they were Shark Tank gold diggers, because of the whole 2% increase thing. I mean, that's not that much at all.
No, I know.
It's like no difference. It's no difference.
No difference.
No difference.
All right, and then
Centrics.
yes, very, very quickly, all
Gone.
the Sharks back out. All the deals are just
Dropping
like,
like
I'm out,
flies.
I'm out, I'm out. And again, they didn't seem.
I ain't saying they're gold diggers, but they ain't messing with no broke.
Oh my goodness, Phil, you are just something else tonight. Anything else before we move on?
Last time
from
I was in the
Centrics?
booth. Now I'm
I
out.
know.
He's
yeah.
out.
He's out of the cage.
Out of there.
We let him out.
Anyway.
What do we have?
Anyway,
next?
anything else about Centrics before we move on to myself belts?
Na. Hey, hey. Goodbye.
See, that would have sounded a lot better if it was going through the Centrics
Centrics.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Harmony.
So next we got Talia that comes out. She brings little Tegan with her. Super cute. I like when people bring
The
little
most
kids.
well-behaved 5-year-old in the universe.
Oh,
It was
he
so
really
great.
cute.
Oh, I love that kid.
What'd you guys think of my self belts? I don't know.
Uh,
Velcro belt.
It seemed like an idea. It just seemed like an idea. Well, that's right. It just seemed like an idea. It didn't seem like a product that had been kind of thought out fully yet. It seemed like something that a mom sewed together, which I know all products have their beginning, have their genesis, but it didn't seem to be fully thought out. They were, I think it was Lori and Kevin, they were brought up at the point about having different sizes with it.
Right.
I mean, there would be a lot of inventory problems. So I don't know. I like the idea. I think it's a simple idea. Kids being able to do their own belts, but it wasn't 100% like the kid could do it themselves, because the moms still have to attach the belt to the kid's pants to begin with. So I don't know. I don't know if it was actually any kind of time save, you know?
Couple of things. If it was my kid and I was into this product, I'd get one for every pair of pants the kid had, so I would never have to do this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
First and foremost, I give her so much credit for saying that line of, "Hey, Damon, you want to own the belt corner?" I think that's the only reason she got a deal.
Well, my couple things that stood out for me is, number one, Cam, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
That it wasn't really thought out. And she's been in business for 10 years.
Right.
If it was like 10 months old and they were like, oh, I have this really good idea, there's easy ways to fix that. There's easy ways to make it adjustable. The snap that or the button or whatever that the parent fastens, that can be like, why can't half the belt flat back and that just adjust out and around?
Right.
Like, there's plenty of ways to fix the problem of sizing to make it more quote unquote adjustable. The Velcro could be longer, whatever. So for it to be 10 years in to not figure out those problems, for me was kind of
Yeah, and I mean, by the way, if you go into the tank and you have a business that's been going for 10 years and they ask you why hasn't it progressed a little faster, or why are you kind of stuck in this rut, a good reason is never to just kind of say I've been busy with life.
Well,
they will
or
never
the
accept that.
Or
the
the
economy,
economy.
like they said. Yeah, but that's never a good answer.
no. And I
A
think
better answer is, you know what? The market just hasn't found me.
yeah, I thought it was great. I'm just waiting for it to pass and for them to take my calls again. Like, that's what she was saying.
Right.
And like, I understand that the economy fluctuates, and I understand stuff like that. But if she was like, well, if it was at 200,000 and the economy came, so it was at 100, I had to reinvest money so that I can now be web and I can do this and I can do this, and I had to reinvest. Like, if she had a plan rather than just like, well, I'm gonna wait it out. Like, I think it would have been
A
a lot
good
different.
roofer is
Oh,
always
wow.
going to be in business. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. No, the point being,
Me and you are both like,
if you are
good
good at
roofer.
your job, no matter what the economy, yes, you might suffer like a little bit of cut in money, but you will always work. Trust me.
I understand.
Even
that.
people, we've seen it on Shark Tank. There's sometimes people who are laid off, and they might be laid off for even up to 6 months. But you know what? If they're good at their jobs, they will find a job.
They'll find a way. Yeah.
Guarantee.
I don't even know so much. I mean, I agree with you. Yes, I do. But I don't even know. I think that 80% of it's, I don't know what percent I think it is, but you have to be good at your job and you have to have the tenacity. You have to go out there and get it. You can't just be
That's being
defeated.
part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
To me,
another
that's
skill.
part of it.
Right. Not to most people, I don't
You know,
think. You're
but
collapsing that.
if in my example, if every
The
time you
collapsing
build
the roof.
if you're a roofer and half the roofs you build leak after 8 months,
You
then
suck.
you're
You're
yeah,
done.
and it's not the economy. It's you suck as an effing roofer.
You tell
Have
us.
you had some contracting problems in the past?
Yeah. Do you have a leak? Have you
What
sprung a
happened?
leak?
Go watch Adam Carolla's Catch a Contractor.
I
Most
like
of
that
these
show.
Yeah, most of these half of them are retarded. I don't know what's worse, the a-hole or the retard.
Oh.
Wow, Phil.
I'm gonna get comments on that one.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. I understand what you're saying, but like I said, I mean, point being, I think that you can't blame it on the economy. You have to be able to, quote unquote, weather those storms. And even if the economy was the fault of this, even if people were like, this is a great product, but we can't reorder for this, that, there's a different way for her to state that.
Yeah.
And it could have come from a confidence place that she's regrouping. She could have been like, I'm coming here because after, the brick and mortar economy hit, I'm having a hard time, so I need money to build my website so that I can optimize this to sell this more. Like, she just didn't have a plan, period,
Yeah.
regardless of what the reason why it wasn't
Keep
working.
looking on the bright side.
Yeah, but she was looking on the bright side, but with fluff. She was like trying to blow smoke up their ass. kinda.
Yeah. Yeah, and she didn't seem to want to go down any other path than the one that she already had gone down for the past 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't surprised that, and I felt like Mark was a little bit rude, and then he kind of said it. He's like, I don't mean to be rude, but, he was very straight with her. Mr. Wonderful goes out. Mark goes out. Lori says it's a good product, but, the determination. I feel like, again, this is one of those things where a lot of people just didn't like her. Not that they didn't like her personally, but they didn't like her work ethic or what she was showing.
Yeah.
So Lori goes out as
Thank
well.
God the kid left.
Poor
Oh, I
kid.
know. Oh, Tegan.
I'm sure Mr. Wonderful or Mark would have been like, go outside for a minute. Or
Probably.
earmuffs.
Earmuffs. Robert was pretty much like, And again, he said, like, you have to be able to go back and forth. You know, there's a way to fight battles. Some people are at the top of the hill, and some people are in it. You got to be able to do both. And she kind of, I don't think she's showing that she can do both.
This is the second time that he's referenced his business that he was over cocky in, and now had to, like, actually work.
Oh, yeah. He did a couple episodes ago, too, right?
I think last episode.
Yeah.
Was it last episode, or was it just a preview for this one?
No,
I think he did. I think he did. I think you guys are right. And then, you know, Mark was out, and then Damon makes her an offer, and he offers her $75,000 for 25%. And that was after, you know, the famous quote, she wanted
the belt.
Yeah, she wanted Damon, and I'm sure she did want Damon going into this. And again, that's something that I would always
Lori
like to know.
could have done well, but I don't know.
It could have been a QVC thing, yeah. I definitely saw it.
But the manufacturing and all that, Damon, I feel like if I had to pick, I would pick Damon too.
How big is his warehouse?
Huge.
It's gigantic.
Monster.
I mean, what does it have to be? Like 50,000 square feet at least?
6 Costco's put together. That's
like, that's
predicting.
It's big.
Those are the Costco's in Burbank or the Costco's in Marin?
Burbank. That's Burbank.
That's Burbank. So anyway, and she pretty much tried again to counter, which, you know, it's like at that point in time when everyone rips you a new one and you get an offer, if it's not crazy, you kind of just take it.
Yeah, for 5% higher, just take it.
Yeah.
But
she
again, ended up getting a deal anyway.
She ended up getting a deal, which I was shocked.
If she would have said, no, I need it at 7%, like the other guys, he would have been, nah. But she went down 5. Yeah, she shouldn't have done that maybe, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It was still a respectful counter offer.
Right.
You know?
And again, I appreciate that people, you know, feel their worth and own that, so...
Absolutely.
So ultimately, she gets a deal with Damon for $75,000 for 25%. Anything else of my self-bounce? Any other words of wisdom you got over there, Phil? You've been on a roll tonight.
I just, you know, on the bright side, 100% of people who love these belts love these belts.
And they also jump over corn. If you put the belt around a corn stalk, you can...
And then jump over it 5 times a day.
You know what? I know how Mr. Wonderful feels like, and if you don't like my stories, too bad for you.
Oh, I love
I'm just an educated man. I can tie in multiple things to bring my thoughts to life.
Yes, Phil. Keep doing that. In the form of karaoke, please.
Yes.
That'd be fantastic.
I want to talk about the Jimmy Kimmel skit.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that, and then we'll do news. Go ahead.
Did you guys, I imagine you've seen it in its entirety, because
full
last
one,
time we couldn't really talk about it because it didn't actually air its entirety.
Yeah, they aired it on Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the
It's just
Jimmy Kimmel
weird
show.
that they didn't just air it on Shark Tank as well.
Cross promotion, ABC mumbo jumbo. Blech.
Yeah, they really... I wonder how many Shark Tank fans tuned into Jimmy Kimmel just for that, who weren't already avid watchers of Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I didn't see it, so why don't you guys try and sell me on if I would have got a deal?
There's... What?
Tell me. Like, I didn't see... I don't know. Like, I know he didn't do it. No. Tell me the rest of it, and
here's the rest of it.
Yeah.
The fact of... They just kept kind of convincing him. Mark was great because he went out. Robert,
like, immediately.
So there was nothing else besides horse pants. That way, like what we saw on Shark Tank was the product.
Well, here's the thing. He just some of his earlier points. You know, he was like, they asked him good questions like, how much have you invested? He's like, $41,000, all to my mom so she could sew these pants. Blah blah. Yeah. And he's like, you know, here's all the horses that are currently wearing pants, which is none. Here's all the horses that could be wearing pants, all. And, you know, he's like, right now we're at 0 sales, and maybe less money than that in total, but we could be at this much. So, and what was fun, Robert went in on the deal. He's like, you know what? This is a great idea. I love you guys. I believe in you guys. How does $5 million for 10% sound? And then they walked out of there, and it was just like, what idiots. What are you going to do with the $5 million? Dude, definitely not making horse pants. And then they were talking about Guillermo building a house in Cabo.
That was it, Steph.
Yeah, I don't...
You missed...
in the
I'm
presentation.
I
in
get
the...
it, and I'm a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel, and I really love the show. I feel like I was a little disappointed because I actually thought the way that they promoted it, the way that it was in the info when you saw on television, like I thought they were actually really going to pitch, and I would have liked to see him go back and forth seriously with the Sharks and see what would have happened if someone celebrity type person would have done that.
That's why I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah, but I think there were some funny parts in it for sure, but I had the disappointment factor for myself, I think, too. SNL also did a Shark Tank skit this past week.
So did Ellen.
I didn't see these. Tell me.
SNL needs to actually watch the show so that
like
they can do an impression
FYI,
of the people.
If you are doing a parody or satire in anything, regardless of SNL, you should probably know the source material.
Yeah, it's just screamed that they didn't because...
So how did they do it, and in what ways were they wrong?
Well, it was two guys who were pitching ISIS. That was weird.
Okay.
And it wasn't funny.
It could have been.
It could have been funny. It wasn't really funny.
What are they asking for?
They were asking $400 million for 1%. And the skit ended by Damon saying he knew he was going to make money on the deal as soon as they walked in the door because he called Homeland Security and made a deal for $35 million.
Okay.
But the only impression that was decent was of Barbara. And that was it. And there was no Robert on the panel. They should watch the show. That's all I'm saying. I think we could probably do a better job of doing the impressions.
That's why for next
I
Halloween...
think we should.
That's why for next Halloween, we got to be the Shark Tank.
It would be interesting.
I'll be Mr. Wonderful.
Of course you will.
I'll be Barbara.
I'll be Lori.
Excellent.
Love Lori.
What were you going to say? Oh, and I also want to hear the other people's skit. Who was it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw that
Ellen
did one as well. So we'll watch that and we'll let you guys know. But, it just goes to show how popular. I mean, we say it week after week that this is the #1 watch show, hands down. It kills and crushes all the ratings. So it's funny that Jimmy Kimmel, SNL, Ellen, like all these different shows are wanting somehow to feed off of this energy that this show has. So I think that's very interesting.
Indeed.
And, it just shows why we all love the Shark Tank so much.
I've been a fan since day one.
Since we were sitting behind that desk.
Yeah, I'm not like SNL trying to just cash in on something good.
Or Jimmy Kimmel. I'm a little pissed about
Get out of here, Kimmel.
I don't... yes, it's partly Jimmy Kimmel, but part of it's just a good strat. I mean, I'm not going to fault them. It's ABC. They're cross-promoting.
Yeah.
Right, but make it good then.
Yeah.
Like, how much better would it have been?
Don't sell it as a pitch.
Right, but how much better would it have been if Jimmy Kimmel would have came on, made it a legit type pitch? Then people would have been like, oh my God, this guy's super smart. I should totally go watch his show. Or it left something hanging that you had to go watch his show.
Here's the
not
problem.
Just walking out with horse pants.
Jimmy's
like
so smart that I agree. He could have... Part of it is it could have been like, hey, you know what? The man show is so popular. You want to now make like the man like something regarding like men. Or
he wanted to sell Guillermo.
Or there's
something could have been funnier than freaking horse pants.
You know what would have been funny is they did there was a guy for the longest time that was they made a movie of this, right? It's a documentary / mockumentary, however you look at it, because this is the type of humor that I love out of Jimmy Kimmel, that it just needs to show. Rather than like, because he was so rigid in the pitch because he was trying to be, he was pretending. Yeah. But they used to, there's a guy trying to raise money for this absurd movie, right? that he wanted to star and act in, or direct and be the star in. Yeah. And so every year they would put on like a fake fundraiser party and like have like Asian investors and blah, blah. And they would like hoax him up to be like, hey, come and you might get the investment finally, blah, blah, blah. Never happened. And eventually, and again, now, so the amount of time that went into this elaborate scheme just for this one guy and how funny it was, and it eventually just grew and grew, and its ridiculousness and how many people were actually involved, and so they got real celebrities to be a part of it. that's a type of experience that I would have loved to see, like Jimmy Kimmel. So, like, again, because he's such a brilliant guy that this was just kind of it was
like
up
that,
to
yeah.
par of like the level he can go to.
That's what I'm
to make
saying.
something happen.
That's why it would have been that much better, because he is funny and he is, you know,
And it
the
could have
late
been
show
funny.
thing.
It could have been
funny, but it
Yeah.
could have been smart, because he's so smart.
Yeah.
It just could have. It could have.
Overall disappointing.
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of like,
And misleading.
and it made me kind of not like. I
The
don't want to go
misleading
watch
part
it.
is what I didn't like.
That's
as
what,
much.
yeah, that's what my problem. If we knew it was gonna be a comedy sketch, it's fine. It's gonna be fun and whatever. But if they sold it so much last week's episode that he was going to be a featured pitch, and it was like 2.5 seconds at the end.
And it was literally, I was watching it and I saw the fourth pitch come out and I was like, wait a minute. And I literally checked the info and I was like,
Yeah.
did I watch the wrong episode? Is this just an episode I missed somewhere along the line?
And the info says Jimmy Kimmel pitches to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stupid. Okay, anything else before we move on to news?
Negative.
Oh, yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
The update this week was Grace and Lace.
Yeah.
Melissa and Rick did a deal with Barbara. I think it was last season, right?
Last season,
5.
season 5.
And they're doing freaking awesome.
To the point that
Amazing.
they've got 2 huts in India.
It's true.
That's great.
Yeah, well, to be more specific, they opened up an orphanage there.
2 orphanages.
Two?
Two
of them.
orphanages there.
Over 100
And
kids.
off the street, which is kind of amazing. I mean, I'm a big believer in great success comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
So seeing people that had this opportunity and they flourished on this opportunity and now giving back in a way that is so necessary, I felt like that made me feel warm and fuzzy. And I liked this product from the beginning. And now I kind of just like them more. So therefore, if I see this product or it comes up, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Absolutely. $6.5 million in sales.
Yeah,
in
it
the
went from
past
like
year.
1 to like 6.5 million. You know, the only thing that I didn't really buy about this update was that whole editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan magazine. It's like, you can buy an ad in a magazine. Like, that to me
Yeah.
wasn't like Barbara making the ultimate hookup.
Our magazine this
But
month is going to
they're
feature
featured.
the socks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, you can buy that.
I think so too.
No,
It
yeah,
seemed a
you
little
can.
staged.
Yeah, it was a little bit like,
Yeah, but I didn't see the article. Needless to say.
right.
Hopefully. But it could have been like, you know what? For lack of a better term, Barbara whoring herself out and kind of showcasing one of her products that month.
Right.
You know, so Shark Tank's Barbara Corcoran on speaking about success and,
Yeah.
and showcasing Grace and Lace.
Yeah. But for me, it would have been cooler to see like some of the stores they were in or hear about their orders. Like, that was kind of the thing they focused on. And for me, it wasn't
Yeah.
that exciting.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Maybe again, but this is this is all angles. So maybe like Cosmo, in order for them to have put this on, is like, okay, as in return, we'll put you guys in Shark Tank as cross promotion. So that was a great hit for Cosmo in general.
that might be
Right, but
true.
then they would
17
have to have that deal with all the different sharks, because it's not just like it's Barbara and Melissa and Rick's deal.
Yeah, but that's up to
the
ABC,
show is
not the
ABC
Sharks.
and Shark Tank. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Cosmopolitan would have to have the deal with ABC and Shark Tank, not just Barbara.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe they did.
Well, then I wonder if that's the same when they have Target, when they showed all those products in Target and,
Yeah.
and Home Depot
I think
and
it
all
was.
those other stores. So
Yeah.
I think maybe, I mean, I wonder if we went back and saw all the news and updates, if it goes back and forth for each shark to all the stores and stuff that is in. It's an interesting point. But I'm
Yeah.
sure this show is so smart with, money and cross promotions that's people are
Yeah.
getting cuts everywhere.
Yeah. They're getting all kinds of cuts.
We're getting all kinds of cuts.
Percentages left and right.
Yes. Is there anything else that you guys want to add before we wrap up our show?
I think that's
That's
it.
it.
All right. Where can the people find you guys?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Only Camshaft.
What about Phil? Oh, you
AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Stef Z. Go to my link. Go to my bio. The link is in the bio, and I need your votes. Go vote for my video. All right, thanks.
Vote now. And of
Yeah.
course, for more tips, tricks, and just overall comedy, come back next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
enthusiastic. See you next week.
Bye bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.